Welcome to my super productive summer series. I want to make sure you stay super productive this summer. Plus, there has been exponential growth in listenership. Shout out to all my new listeners. So I've curated some of my most popular episodes from the past year to make sure you don't miss out on any super valuable content that was previously published. I'm dropping one replay episode every Thursday in addition to my brand new Monday episodes. To my longtime listeners, thank you so much for tuning in each week to Productivity Straight Talk. It has been an honor to help you take consistent, massive, focused action in your business. Now, on to this week's super productive summer series episode.
You are listening to Productivity Straight Talk with your host, Amber De La Garza. Amber is a sought-after productivity coach, trainer, speaker, and writer who gives entrepreneurs the straight talk on personal productivity. No BS fluff or overused jargon. Just actionable strategies to get results and succeed in business. And here is your host, Amber De La Garza, the Productivity Specialist.
Welcome and thank you for listening to Productivity Straight Talk. I hope you had a fabulous Thanksgiving with your friends and family. Today is episode 29, Top Time-Saving Tools I Use to Run My Business. If you are an entrepreneur who wants to take consistent, massive, focused action in your business and life, then you're in the right place, and I'm so glad you've joined me. My goal today is for you to get a behind-the-scenes look inside my toolbox so that you can benefit from the top time-saving tools I use to run my business. I'm looking forward to this episode because for the past several years, every November, I find myself reevaluating what tools do I use to run my business? What technology am I leveraging? I'm always looking to see if am I using the best that's on the market? Am I fully utilizing the tools that I have? I don't know what it is, but it's this time of the year, this time of the season that I really want to get things freshened up and in order for the new year. And so I thought I would share with you my top time-saving business tools that I think that I could not live without. Now, with that being said, I got to share with you that while I'm going to share with you top 10 time-saving tools that I plan on keeping in 2018, I am in the middle of getting ready to utilize some new tools for 2018. And I'll briefly talk about them here, but I intend on doing an in-depth episode all about this new tool that is going to automate my marketing, automate my business, and really be the centralized program that I use that I will then sync all of my other programs to that need to talk back and forth with it. I'll go into more about that at the end of the episode. In this episode, I'm going to share with you my toolbox favorites my business can't function without, handy tips for utilizing these powerful tools, solutions to your social media, scheduling, and file sharing woes, how I successfully manage over 200 tasks at any given time without feeling overwhelmed. So let's dive right in and get straight to it. All right, so the very first tool you'll find in my toolbox is Microsoft Outlook. I've utilized Microsoft Outlook for as long as I've been in business, and even prior to that when I was in corporate. And I believe that that's why I have a kind of love affair with Outlook, is because I've been utilizing it for so long. But I really have to tell you, this is the only program that I have found that naturally has an all-in-one solution. And what I mean by that is that I use Microsoft Outlook to manage my email, my calendars, my contacts, and my tasks. And because it's an all-in-one program, I'm able to utilize those functions seamlessly throughout my day, throughout actions. One of my favorite things to do is to create tasks from an email that comes in with a one-click step, which is called quick steps. You see, a lot of the things that we need to do that need to get on our task list actually come from our emails. And so with one click, I can create a task to then put into my task list to prioritize in the right order and also have the original email within that task. So when I decide to either respond or do the activity that is required based on that email, all I do is click on my task, open up the original email, and I can forward, hit reply, reread the original email. And so I'm never looking for an email again. And why it is so important to have a task created from our email is because if we don't, we end up using our inbox as our task list. And that is the ultimate productivity no-no, because our tasks, or rather our emails that come into us, are other people's requests of our time. It's other people's priorities. And so if we get stuck just working in our inbox and we don't then take our emails and put them in with our tasks, we end up staying just in our inbox, responding, replying, and doing things, and never getting to our other to-do list, which are the high-value activities that we've determined need to be done to grow our business. I love the fact that I can also take from my tasks and drag and drop onto my calendar to create a time block for a specific task to get done. Now again, as you can hear, I'm able to never type anything again, so it's very efficient. I'm able to move from my email to my task list. Once I prioritize my task list for the day, I can see my tasks in the same window pane as I see my calendar. So I'm able to see what appointments and meetings I need to go to, and then below it are the tasks that I've identified need to get done that day. And when I want to take that a step further, I can drag and drop those tasks onto my calendar to create a time block that I can clearly see what needs to get done on any given day. Now that's just a few of the tips and just the tip of the iceberg of why I love Outlook for being a productivity tool. I have a tip for you. Take the time to learn the powerful features this program offers to keep you organized. You see, we often have tools at our disposal that we're actually using, but we never take the time to fully learn how we can utilize it to get the most benefit from the program. And even worse, sometimes we don't slow down enough to learn the program to take full advantage of its features, and we go out and try and find other programs that can fill holes or do very similar things, and now we kind of Frankenstein our processes and our tools together because we never slow down to actually take full advantage. Now, I'm saying that for Outlook, but the truth is that's the case for most programs that we use. Now, I am actually looking into the idea of doing a training on Outlook, but I really need to find out if there's an interest for it before I invest my time on creating a course and a training on how to use Microsoft Outlook as a productivity tool. So if this interests you, and if you are looking at getting Microsoft Outlook, or you have it and you're not fully using it to its potential and you're interested, I would love for you to go to theproductivityspecialist.com/Outlook. And there I will create a page. It's not there yet, but I just had this idea before I recorded. So I will create a page. It's going to be an interest list. I would love for you to sign up. Just leave your name and email, letting me know that you're interested in an Outlook course should I create one in the future. So this is no commitment. I just need to see that there's enough interest so that I can prioritize creating this course in 2018. So again, you can go to theproductivityspecialist.com/Outlook. And for those of you that are listening to this way into 2018 and beyond, if you go to that link, you might just find a training because enough people have said, yes, it really interests me to learn more, to take full advantage of the tools that I have at my fingertips, such as Outlook. So I got to tell you a little quick funny story. Yesterday, I was talking to my husband and I referenced a little challenge that I was having with an outside calendaring app that I had. And my husband said, well, maybe you should look at Google Calendars and see if it can do what you need it to do. And I think I looked at him like he had a third eye. And he didn't mean anything by it but to be helpful. But the idea of changing from Outlook to Google is an absolute not going to happen. And the reason being is because I'm so embedded in the use of Outlook and there's so many features to Outlook that I don't believe Google has. Now, you can utilize some of these features by added options on top of Google, but Google just does not have the full functioning features that Outlook has. And so it was then that I realized, wow, I am super loyal to Outlook. And with that being said, I'm an avid user and I have maximized, I would say, essentially every single feature that the program has. And so I know that to move your business forward and not be challenged with Gmail issues, I would love for you to take a look and see if if Outlook would be a good solution for you. Another bonus of using Outlook is that I am able to have a master task list. And this master task list lets me have over 200 items on it at any given time. And then from the master task list, I create daily task lists that show up on my calendar. And then I only focus on what I have going on that day or that week. This one tweak or way that I use it or method that I use Outlook allows me to not be overwhelmed, but to have a place to capture all of my ideas and my projects and long-term to-dos. The task list manager allows me to have reoccurring tasks and create tasks for next year or next month. Or, for example, a doctor's appointment. Every time I have my annual, it's a renewed. As soon as I set that appointment, it comes up in a year to schedule the next one. I have things on there both personally and professionally. You'll see about anything and everything that I need to be either tasked or reminded to do on a regular basis in my business already automated within my master task list, and personal things such as changing out my air filter in my house, because I don't want to think about that, and I don't have to think about that because I have a proven system that I trust that's automated, and now I only need to look at the week when I do my weekly planning, and then once my weekly planning's done, I just look at my day and I focus on how I can get my highest value activities done each day. Why? I have over 200 tasks sitting in my master task list. That is how I stay laser focused while still capturing everything that I need to do. So that brings me to number 2, Dropbox. Dropbox is a file sharing program that saves me time by keeping my files organized, secure, and accessible on all my devices, including my phone, while on the go. My team uses Dropbox. I find it very, very valuable to have everything backed up. I don't know about you, but I've had my scares and big issues with maybe not backing everything up in the past, and a computer crashes. Now, I have an office that's outside of my home, and I have a virtual assistant, and I have an office at home. So I want everything to look exactly the same and have access to all my files no matter what computer or device I'm working on. In addition to those working spaces, I have a laptop. So with all of those working spaces, I want to be able to get in and out of my filing system, know that I have access to it, and that the filing system is the same no matter where I work. That also helps with efficiency because I'm not looking for things because I have one file structure one place and not the other. Or maybe I save something on my desktop and now I'm working on my laptop. Dropbox has saved me tons and tons of time, and I honestly couldn't imagine living without it. Now, I have several colleagues that use Dropbox, and they're not as in love with it as I am. And when I find out why, it's because they're not fully utilizing it. They don't know that you can sync everything to your desktop or select sync things to your computer. They're using it just online, and that becomes not as convenient. You're able to sync Dropbox to your computer so that it looks just like any other file system, like your desktop or your My Documents. It looks exactly the same, but it's also saving to the cloud inside Dropbox. So if you have it and you're not using it to its full functionality, go back and take a look. If you're not using it, I really recommend that you use Dropbox because being efficient, having what you need with you all the time is the best way to be organized and effective. All right, the tip for you is utilize Selective Sync feature on your Dropbox desktop application. It enables you to select only the file folders you want to sync with your computer, which saves your hard drive space. So I realized that I needed this because my laptop doesn't have as much hard drive space as my desktop. And when I tried syncing everything that's on my primary office computer desktop with my laptop, it was slowing it down and taking too much memory. So go into the settings and select which files you want to actually sync to your computer. So for all those files that are just archived or projects that I would never work on my laptop, I do not sync, but I still have access to those online should I need them at any given time. Okay, number 3, schedule once. Schedule Once is an online scheduling solution that eliminates the back and forth emails to find a mutual, agreeable time to meet with your clients or anyone that wants to meet with you. Just email a link or post one on your website to allow clients access to your calendar. Now, this was life-changing. I absolutely hate the back and forth of, I'm available here, I'm not available here, oh, I'm available here, maybe this time works better. Literally, one meeting could take 15 to 20 minutes of emails going back and forth just to schedule. That is a huge waste of time. I use Schedule once, and I have actually investigated multiple other scheduling applications. And in fact, I was looking to leave Schedule once last night and go to Calendly. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's Calendly. And I was this close to changing over because it was a lot less expensive than Schedule once. But I realized a lot of the amazing features that Schedule once has, the other program doesn't. For example, I can ask that people that want to schedule time on my calendar propose 2 times that are convenient for them so that I can pick the most convenient time. Or it also lets you approve requests of your time. And so what that means is that anyone with a link can actually schedule on your calendar if you didn't have the ability to approve it before it gets on your calendar or before it's confirmed with the person asking for the appointment. For me, because I want total control over my calendar, total control over when I am available to people or how people can get access to my calendar, I really wanted those features. So I've stuck with Schedule once, and I believe that it is super beneficial and time saving. So here's my tip with Schedule One. Set up multiple services for the different types of meetings you regularly have. Each of those services can be customized with different scheduling options and rules. For example, I offer a discovery call on certain days of the week. Doing so gives me maximum control over my calendar and honors my theme days. So if you've been listening to this podcast, you will know that I have theme days. And so I take discovery calls and coaching clients only on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And so when I have that service on there and somebody clicks to have a discovery call with me, it's going to show them that I'm only available on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That is highly customizable. You can also go in there and block off specific time that you are no longer available for a specific date. But I find it valuable because it syncs with my Microsoft Office account. And so it's always seeing when I'm available and when I'm not, and then matching that with the rules that I've set for that particular service. And I have to say, it seamlessly works. And while I find it really, really convenient, anyone that has used my links generally always comments how convenient and easy that was. Because all I say is, well, here's a link for you to find a time that works best with your schedule. That's exactly what I say in my emails. And they're like, wow, that's so nice. I can select the time that works with my schedule. But the truth is, I've already laid out when I'm available. And now from my availability, they get to select the time that works best for them. Next, number 4, Meet Edgar. Meet Edgar is a social media efficiency must-have. Instead of publishing your social media updates just once and throwing them away, Meet Edgar carefully catalogs them in a library that builds over time. You can create different post schedules for different types of social media posts that pull from your library and then reuse them. I've really enjoyed this program because the truth is I spend a lot of time and energy to ensure that I'm creating content that is valuable. But because of the social media ways and algorithms, and because of that, not many people see each post. And so I love to use Meet Edgar not only to make sure that I can batch out my social media posts, but to reuse them so that more people can see the content that I'm investing so much time and energy in. Here's my tip for Meet Edgar. Save even more time by creating your posts in Excel and then utilizing the bulk upload feature. I've used Meet Edgar for a couple years now. I was one of the first to start using Meet Edgar. And over the years, I've created a robust library of social media. And with that being said, I don't turn over social media posts very often. And in fact, some of my categories will probably never turn over within 1 year. By utilizing categories and creating a social media post schedule, I'm able to ensure that I am keeping a variety of posts going on in my social media and consistency. Consistency is key, and the only way that I can stay as consistent as needed on social media is to ensure that I schedule it. Now, not all my social media is scheduled, and not all my social media is in Meet Edgar. But what I do is keep a base of social media posts going so that there's consistency in my accounts. And then I pepper in my thoughts, things that are currently happening, ideas that I want to share with people. And that is in real time. But if I'm doing it right and I'm always speaking in my own voice, you shouldn't really be able to tell which posts have been scheduled versus which posts are in real time. Some of the categories that I use to ensure that I am utilizing the scheduling system and staying consistent are things like my blog nuggets. I ensure that I'm recycling through old blog posts and posting takeaways and links to old articles that I've written. I also do the same thing with my podcasts. I'm releasing a podcast every single week. But if I only published and promoted that one week, I wouldn't get that much growth for each episode. So I ensure that I put in what I call nuggets, and I pull these nuggets from each podcast and each article to ensure that I'm cycling through and always promoting it, such as evergreen content. So those are ways in which I use Meet Edgar to not only stay consistent, but be productive, because I don't want social media to take up all my time. I don't even want social media to take up my time every day, but it is important to be present and consistent because that is where people are at. That is where they're going to find out about you and your brand. And so by utilizing a system that can work with you and helping you know that you can be consistent is a win for both time and marketing. The next tool in my toolbox is actually one that complements Meet Edgar, and that's called Later. Meet Edgar only works in Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, where Later works in Instagram. I use Later to manage all of my Instagram posts efficiently. Later visually displays what I have scheduled and thus making it clear what I need to schedule next. Later is a program that you can utilize on your desktop and load your images and your text. Then with the app on your phone, it will send you notifications based on when you scheduled it, so that when you click on the notification, it opens up Instagram and copies the text. So now you just paste the text into your Instagram post and post it. So this is not as automated as Meet Edgar on the other platforms, but it does give you a chime on your phone so that you can take one quick action to then post it on Instagram. This is a workaround because Instagram is very limited in that they do not want you to automatically be able to post. So Later is a workaround program to enable you to schedule out, pre-think it, have all of your images already ready, and then you can stay consistent by being reminded when the chime comes up. I'm able to stay very consistent, and I post Monday through Friday very consistently on my Instagram account because I pre-schedule and batch it out in Later. The other benefit to using Later is to batch it. I don't want to think about what I'm posting and create the imagery every single day. That's too much work. I can create weeks of content within a little bit of time when I'm able to batch that out. It also ensures that I'm being very purposeful with my content. And again, just like in Meet Edgar, I'm very consistent with my posts by thinking of quotes that I want to share, productivity tips I want to share, promotions of different podcast episodes that I have. And then in between it, you will definitely find on my Instagram account very personal stuff like what am I up to personally, things about my family, what did I do over the weekend, where am I speaking? These are all real-time posts that are also peppered in with consistent posts that I've pre-scheduled. Next, number 6, Canva. Okay, this is a must-have for any small business owner. Canva makes graphic design simple for everyone. Many other sites are hard to learn and navigate because they offer an abundance of features an average entrepreneur doesn't need. Canva's simple platform enables you to easily create designs for web or print, blog graphics, presentations, Facebook covers, flyers, posters, invitations, social media posts, and so much more. It comes with pre-created templates. You can save your brand colors. You can save your logos and images that you use. No more big, robust, need-to-learn graphic design programs. This is something that everyone can use to have that ability to create graphic designs within your business. I used to use this almost on a daily basis, but now as I've expanded my team, my virtual assistant, Crystal, she's in Canva almost all the time, creating things that you guys find on my social media posts, in my blog articles, any images that have to do with the podcast. All of that is created in Canva. So let me give you a tip. Upgrade to Canva for work to access even more time-saving features like templates, branding, file folders for organization, and so much more. This is a minimal cost per year. I think it's like $100 a year, maybe $120 last time I checked. And it really lets you be able to maximize your time and experience within the program. Once you get in there and you start falling in love with how easy it is to use the program to create graphics, you're going to create a lot of things. And with the Canva for work, you're able to file those away in file folders. You're also able to create your brand color palette so you don't have to keep looking for it. And then also load your font and your particular logos so that it's all very, very easy to use. So definitely encourage you to do the upgrade. Next, number 7 is Audible. Now, this is something that you may not expect as a toolbox must-have, but Audible is the solution to wanting to read more. As entrepreneurs, we need to consistently feed our minds with knowledge, but we don't always have the time to sit down and read a book. Audible makes it easy to listen to books while driving, working out, or making dinner. I consume books on a regular basis, but I don't read. I don't have time to just sit on the couch or lay around and read books because when I do, before bed, I fall asleep. Reading a book, even if it is so interesting, I find myself falling asleep. So I consume books while I drive, between appointments, while working out, getting ready in the morning. I think this is a must-have for anybody that wants to keep consuming books to improve your knowledge base and to always be a learner. So here's my tip for you on Audible. Change the listening speed of your audiobooks to 1.5 or 2 times so that you can finish your book more quickly. Narrators typically talk very slow, much slower than your brain is capable of processing. So by speeding it up, you can maximize your time. Now, if you're used to listening to my podcast, I already talk quite quickly. In fact, you might want to put me on slow mode. I'm really working on my speed, but for most narrators, they talk very, very slow. So you can actually increase the speed, and a book that may take 6 hours can now take you 5 hours to consume. So there's my tip for Audible. Number 8, QuickBooks Online. I changed, or rather upgraded from the old desktop version of 2012 to QuickBooks Online last November to prepare for this year's bookkeeping. I highly recommend the online version of QuickBooks accounting software. I waited way too long to upgrade. Now that I did, my accounting has never been so efficient. Some of my favorite features are online payments from clients, reoccurring invoicing, auto-syncing transactions, which means no more data entry, and my profit and loss appearing on the dashboard every time I open the program. So here's my pro tip for you on this one. Sync your bank accounts and credit cards so your transactions automatically get entered into QuickBooks. Then all you need to do is review, edit if necessary, and approve your transactions. This was a huge time saver for me, and I do not know why I waited so long to upgrade. I used to have my assistant take my credit card statements and my bank statements and then manually enter in all of the transactions, categorize them, so then I can actually have numbers and profit and loss reports and numbers for my accountant and CPA. That is no more. You're able to auto sync, but nothing goes in without your approval. So on my mobile phone or logging into my desktop, I can review the transactions that have come in and approve them or edit them and assign them to a different category. It's also a very, very smart program. So if I have a State Farm payment and I assign that to insurance, the next time it comes up, it'll automatically remember that that should go to the insurance category. And then all I have to do is approve. And so as you do more and more transactions and you assign the category or account that it should go to, it remembers that and it is just waiting for you to hit the approve button. I have streamlined my entire accounting process down to 2.5 hours a month. And that is everything from beginning to end, reviewing transactions, paying my bills, paying taxes, balancing my checkbooks, everything that I need to do to stay on top of my numbers so that I'm making wise financial decisions based off of accurate profit and loss numbers. Having your numbers are an essential for business. It lets you know what's working, what's not working. It lets you anticipate income, lets you review what's working within cash flow, like where is your money coming in from? What are the sources? And before you approve expenses, You have to know your numbers. And that all starts with a solid accounting software program. Number 9, LastPass. LastPass offers secure online password management. If you're always looking for your login and password, you are wasting valuable time. Stop it. LastPass is the solution you have been waiting for to organize your passwords securely and share them with your staff. Did you hear me? Share them with your staff? I have a LastPass account, and you're able to have additional users, and they can use the LastPass login but never see your password. I also have the LastPass password program save all of my passwords, but with a click of a button, I only share certain login and passwords with my assistant. So she's not going to get the login and password to my bank account or any of my personal accounts, but she does need it for my online programs that I use like Meet Egger and Later and WordPress and things like that. So what this has let me do is stop searching for passwords. Stop hitting I forgot, need to go look at it, reset it. Your time is way too valuable to be hunting and pecking and looking for your passwords. Utilize LastPass not just for security, but to save valuable time. Here's the pro tip for LastPass. Properly categorize your passwords so that you can share the ones you want with your team and that they don't have access to the ones that you want to keep private. It's very simple, but that one strategy will enable you to share passwords with your team so that they are always up to date with the most current passwords and logins. Number 10, Trello. Trello is a new program that I started using in 2017. And again, just like some of these other programs I've been sharing with you, I do not know why I waited so long. So I use Trello to project manage. Now, before I was sharing with you that my one-off tasks are all in Outlook task management. But when you're building a team and working with other people and you're working on larger projects that have multi-steps, you have to have a project management system, and I use Trello. I exclusively use Trello for communicating what needs to be done with my virtual assistant, Crystal, my audio editor, any contractors that I bring on to be working on special projects. Utilizing Trello with checklists and processes and workflows has changed my business. Now, I have had those things in the past, but I wasn't able to visually see them. And I didn't have a way in which my entire team could be working with them and seeing them and watch a project go from left to right, meaning starting a project to ending a project. I have the most robust podcast workflow created with templates and syncing to Dropbox and creating deadline dates and notes for each episode. I also use this for my publishing my articles. I use this to manage all my tasks for my assistant. Trello is my go-to hub for anything that's multitask or tasks that have to do with other people. Now, just like Outlook, I've also been thinking of doing a training for Trello, but I want to know, have you thought of using Trello? Are you interested in using Trello? Do you want to know how I use Trello? If you do, I want you to go to theproductivityspecialist.com/Trello. And there we will create an interest list. And if enough of you are interested in wanting to use Trello as a project management productivity tool, and I can share with you my tips and templates, then go there and let me know you're interested. Again, it's theproductivityspecialist.com/Trello. Next. Now, I said I had 10 for you, but I'm going to call this a bonus one, and I've got to explain why. I personally use this next program. I love the program, but the program is a bit newer on the PC platform. So it initially started as an Apple iOS platform, and I believe that it's very good and established there. But recently, they started doing PC, and they're still working some of the formatting and a little bit of the bugs out. But even with the few bugs that I'm experiencing, I have found it to be the utmost value. And so this last one is called Text Expander. Text Expander is a short key generator that enables you to create short codes to expand text. What is more inefficient than typing the same long phrase or business name multiple times a day? Nothing, if you ask me. I never realized how much time I was wasting typing my name, title, and email address. Amber De La Garza, the productivity specialist. Amber at theproductivityspecialist.com. Until I tried Text Expander, now I can type all of them using 8 keys. total instead of 80. Every time I wanted to type Amber De La Garza, the productivity specialist, and my email, I was typing 80 characters, and now I can do that with 8 keystrokes. I also use it for templated emails and common replies in emails. Here's my pro tip for Text Expander. Use unique short codes so that Text Expander only activates when you intend to use it. I use HPD all the time, whether it's an online program, in my email, and all that stands for is have a productive day, Amber De La Garza. So with 3 keystrokes, I've got my entire closing salutation, and I use it all the time. This Text Expander is really, really going to be amazing once they take it to the next level, and they're literally having updates like every week, every other week. So I recommend using it. It's very inexpensive right now, and for the money and time investment of using this program, I've already seen huge results. Okay, so that brings me to the end of today's episode. And I have a few things I want to share with you. Trying new programs is not just about the money investment of going out and buying the program or having another monthly expense. There is a huge opportunity cost, a huge time investment when you're creating something from scratch or integrating a program into your workflow. And so I really want you to consider what the benefits are of utilizing any of these tools that I have shared with you in my toolbox. I don't think you should be always switching from one tool to the next. I often find that some of the tools that you're already using could work very well if you learned how to use them at its max capacity. So first and foremost, before you go out and research all these tools that I'm sharing with you, I'm not sharing these tools with you to create more distraction and to put you onto a whole nother path. I'm using these tools in my business to save time. And if you believe that it would save time for you and it's more effective and it would be executed into your workflow seamlessly, I say go all for it. Now, some of these that you are going to find in my toolbox, I'm an affiliate for. Just a couple of them. And I'm an affiliate for them because I've already been using their program for quite some time and I really believe in them. And I would only be sharing tools and resources with you that I actually use and that I find valuable. Now, at the beginning of today's episode, I told you that I was getting ready to embark on an entire journey of implementing a marketing automation and business automation program. And that program is Ontraport. Now, I did a ton of homework. I have had this on my list of projects for 2017 the entire year. And I knew that I was going to be working on it in Q4, which is right now. And now that I've chosen the program and narrowed it down to the program of choice, I'm investing my time in learning it. I'm investing my time in creating all of my business systems, all of my marketing automation systems, and this is going to be a huge project. I've also asked my husband to start learning about the program so that he can help me. I hired a consultant that's going to help me get up and going. And I'm also using all of the support features that Ontraport is going to provide for me, including some online training and support on the phone and online chat support. Now, I'm telling you this because the idea of taking on Ontraport is something that I didn't take lightly. And I knew that I needed the bandwidth and support to be able to make this a reality. Because again, I was just talking to you, it's not just a money investment, but a time investment. And Ontraport is going to be my centralized program that I will use moving forward. And from that program, I'm going to be syncing things like Trello and syncing QuickBooks and syncing my Schedule Once program. Everything will be synced in with this central core hub of Ontraport. And as I go through this journey and I document the journey and I come out the other end with some amazing business processes, I will be sharing this with you in future episodes in Q1 of 2018. To get the full list of what you can find in my toolbox that I use to run my business and links directly to each of the tools that I've shared with you today, go to theproductivityspecialist.com/toolbox. And it's there that you will find direct links that will easily be able to let you find everything that I spoke about in this episode. And as a reminder, I am an affiliate for a few of them. And I'm only an affiliate because I really, truly believe in them and I use them in my businesses. So I would appreciate you using those links, and you can find them quickly and easily at theproductivityspecialist.com/toolbox. Now, while I have loved having you listen to this episode of Productivity Straight Talk, I need to be straight with you. No change, no change. Without taking action, nothing will change for you or your business. So based on what you learned, what will you take action on today? Now, please do not tell me you're going to go in and implement all 10 tools that I shared with you. I want you to choose 1 or 2 tools that you want to investigate and research and implement. Because once you get those up and going, then you can go to the next and the next. Truly, this episode is not your excuse to get yourself distracted or off your current path. This episode was only for you to find additional tools that you can add to your toolbox to make you more effective and efficient and thus more productive. And so I would love for you to share with me inside our Productivity Straight Talk community, what are some of your favorite tools? What tools are you using to be most productive? Are there any tools that I shared with you that you are going to commit to implementing? All of that can be shared inside our private Facebook community where like-minded entrepreneurs get together to support and help each other get to the next level in our businesses. You can join by going to productivitycommunity.com. Again, go to productivitycommunity.com, put your name and email in. I'll send you a personal invitation, and I can't wait to see you on the inside. And if you have enjoyed this episode, I would be so grateful if you would share it with another entrepreneur who you feel would find it valuable. I'm looking to grow this podcast show to enormous numbers, and it's not about the numbers. It's about the amount of people that I can impact and help. I want to help you achieve your goals. I want to make your dreams a reality. And I believe that by helping you improve your time management, personal productivity, and being more efficient is the best way I can help you achieve those goals. And I want to do it for as many people as possible. So if you would, think of someone that you think would find this show valuable and share it with them. Tell them what you've gotten out of listening to the episodes. So that's it. That's my straight talk for you today. And until next time, have a productive week. Hey, Productivity Straight Talk listeners. Yes, I'm talking to you. I have heard from several loyal listeners lately and realized many of you are listening to my podcast from the sidelines and haven't taken the next step to play the game, which is where the real growth happens. Many of you, even some of my loyal listeners, are not receiving my weekly emails. And while that's okay, it does mean you're losing out on valuable inside information and resources you can't get anywhere else to improve your productivity and maximize your profits. If you want to step up to the plate and get in the game, head on over to productivitycommunity.com to join the Productivity Straight Talk community and start receiving exclusive content regularly. Again, that is productivitycommunity.com. See you on the inside.